Hi everybody, welcome to Thursday, September 9th. Today is open house, just as a reminder. For today we also have odds, bell schedules. We are continuing on with TPAC. Woo! We've been really honing in on TPAC for these last couple of weeks. We're going to continue to, just to make sure that you guys understand the basics of TPAC. So for your do now, we did our 30-day writing challenge, day 8. We're going to look at that in just a moment. Where you guys had to go into your Google Classroom. You are completing day 8 of your 30-day writing challenge. You are going to list 3 things that make you feel wonderful and explain why they make you feel that way. Okay? Pretty simple. From there, we were going to move into our post-TPAC reflection. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what that is. Some of you that are working from home are a little bit confused, so I'm going to show you guys. So, your post-TPAC reflection is going to be under, Mr. Nellis can find it. It's going to be under right here, your post-TPAC reflection. So you guys are going to have picked an article. I showed you in my last video how to do it too. You're going to pick one, you're going to annotate it, and then you are going to work on the reflection. So see right here where it says post-TPAC reflection, you're going to go ahead and fill this out. So this is what we did for class today. You guys listed if there were all 5 structures of TPAC present in the paragraph and why or why not. What did the paragraph do well? What did it still need to work on? Was there analysis in this paragraph? And you guys rewrote the weakest sentences. So you guys worked on this post-TPAC reflection for me. All right, this is what you guys did in class. All right. So this is due to me, it's due to me on Sunday. Sunday, September 12th, just double checking, at 11:59. So you are going to go through each 5 of these questions, and you're going to be looking at that little half paragraph that you annotated from here. You're going to look at it. Does it have all of TPAC? Does it have the topic, sentence, evidence, paraphrase, analysis, conclusion? What did this paragraph do well? For example, is its topic sentence done very well, or is it not? Does it need more help? Is there analysis in the paragraph? Does the paragraph have analysis? Does it not? Do they use, remember, background knowledge plus clues to really create those inferences? And then you rewrote the weakest sentence, a sentence that you think really just needs work. And now that you've written an entire TPAC paragraph, what do you think you struggle with most when it comes to writing? How will having that knowledge help you in your future writing? We're going to write one more TPAC paragraph before we're done. So how does that help you in your future writing? Okay? And then after that, ladies and gentlemen, we went straight into annotating. We didn't quite have time for annotating today. We will have more time for it tomorrow as well as Monday. But we were annotating the article. Remember, this is your annotation guide. You guys have this. I gave it to you. I printed it out. You guys all have a copy of this. And you are going to annotate the article. What is the role? Sorry, guys. Now let's misclick. What is the role of in-person classes in COVID-19 spread? Okay, you have the option to read this online. All of you should, most of you have a copy that I gave you in class and we read through it, okay? And that is how you guys are going to be annotating your article. I'm going to go through those annotations briefly one more time. So, in order to annotate, oops, wrong one, you guys. Mr. Nell is going to close these out in a moment. In order to annotate correctly, please remember, ladies and gentlemen, that you should be numbering all of these. So all of these should have some sort of number on the left-hand side. So I opened up this article in Cami so that you guys would be able to see it. I'm going to scroll down to the actual text itself. So I'm going to be going back and forth between these two, the annotating marks and the article itself. Actually, I'm going to do this for you guys, so you guys can actually see what I'm annotating. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm annotating. Alright. So, as most kids go back to school, how will in-person learning affect the spread of the coronavirus? Some people worry that kids who have not gotten a vaccine could catch COVID-19 from their classmates. Alright, so from this sentence, so from here, what you guys are going to draw is you're going to make sure that you have all your paragraphs numbered. So this is paragraph 1, this is paragraph 2, this is paragraph 3, please make sure you have all your paragraphs numbered all the way down. This is the very first step of annotating, okay? Your very next sentence is you are going to circle any words you don't know, okay? So maybe you don't know what the word vulnerable means. Or maybe you also don't know what super spreader is. You're going to go ahead and circle these words. And then what you're going to do is find out the definition on the side. So super spreader is just that something that spreads quickly. So I would write spreads quickly. The Danella's can't write on a computer that fast, so it's a little slow. Okay, so I would put spreads quick. These are the definitions. They're going to help me as I read, and they're going to help me better understand. Remember, that's my scholar expectation. You do not read to finish, you read to understand. Then, we're going to underline the important information. So, I told you guys in yellow to highlight anything that's just important to you, anything that stands out to you, anything that you think is vital and or important. So something that might be important is this appeared especially true when people wore masks in schools and classrooms were ventilated. So I would highlight all of this if I thought, you know what? Schools do not pose a super spreader threat because when people are wearing their masks and classrooms are well ventilated, it looks like COVID doesn't spread. That's important to me. So you're going to mark up anything that is important to you. So some of you I saw were marking up her group took blood samples from nearly 3,000 children at 55 schools. That's something that might be important to you that you're like, wow, they really took blood samples because they wanted to ensure that people were safe, that students were safe. Okay? Then you're going to underline important information. I want you to underline that word that stands out to you, okay? For Ms. Ornella's, wore masks and well ventilated. Remind me of why this piece of information is important. Blood samples. This reminds me of why it's important, okay? Now, if you have any questions, go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to highlight that orange or take an orange crayon of some kind. So I have a question. See, kids who have not gotten a vaccine from their classmates afterwards. Some people worry that kids, the good news, data shows schools do not pose a threat. So right here, this sentence, the good news, new data suggests that schools do not pose a super spreader threat. My question is, and I would have to write it on the side too, right here, is how do schools not pose a threat? Okay, so I would write the word how. I would write the whole sentence, ladies and gentlemen, and you should. It's just a little bit difficult for me to write it in this format for you, but you should be writing the whole thing down, okay? All right, now, we already highlighted the main idea. Remember, that's the important part that we went through. I want you at the bottom of each page, not each paragraph, each page, because these are mini paragraphs. I want you to summarize them in 1 to 2 sentences. So, summary goes down here. So if you have it in person, you should be summarizing it. Remember, I will give you points on this packet, so you must have a summary. Okay, I forgot the extra M. Whoops. Okay, summaries right down here. Sorry, it looks so wonky down there. And then you need to make sure you're making those connections to the text, to the cell, to you, to the world, or to other things you've read. So, for example, today I had a few students tell me that they had heard a couple of these things from the news. Maybe they'd seen it on Telemundo, or you just have seen it. So maybe you saw in the news this quote where it says, I am a believer that most infections that affect children come from parents. So if you believe that's the case, and you saw that on the news with your mom, go ahead. You made that connection to another text or the world itself. You're going to write in the margins, where did you see that? Where did you find that? So that's how you're going to mark that up, okay? And lastly, we're going to be writing our TPAC paragraph on whether we should stay in person or go online. So you, ladies and gentlemen, should have green evidence. For example, if you believe that we should stay in schools, then maybe this connection you made is also your evidence too. You highlight it in both colors, okay? because schools aren't spreading it as much. All right. So maybe that, or maybe this part right here, this new information. Sometimes your yellows are green because it works out well. You highlight it as important for a reason, so you can have both those colors there as well, okay? All right, so that's how you guys are going to annotate. I expect the entire article annotated, and I will stamp it come Friday and Monday. All right, guys, as always, if you have any questions or need more information, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll see you guys in class. Bye.